Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Paul Johnsich. I manage media relations for the School of Medicine. We are so happy to have you here. If it's your first time here, welcome. What do you think of this place? Pretty nice. Isn't it terrific? It still feels new to us. We've been here 3 years now, but we're so proud of this building and so grateful to NHBC for providing this medical education building. Allows us to perform elite level training, and it gives us room to grow. And just the look and feel of this place helps us attract Nevada's best and brightest. So we're so excited for that and grateful too. We're also grateful to have esteemed leaders from the city and the county and the state who are here. Thank you for the work that you do. We wouldn't have gotten here without you, and we look forward to working with you in the future. We also have NSHE and UNLV leadership here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your guidance and support. We really appreciate that. We're also very happy to welcome back two of our previous deans, including our founding dean, Ms. Barbara Atkinson, who in 2014 was the first one to begin pushing this big old boulder up the hill. Thank you for getting us in a great place. Also, thank you to the staff for coming today, and mixed in with the staff are several of our extraordinarily talented doctors, our faculty physicians who are here. We're so excited that you're here as well. So we have an esteemed group. And if you look around, you may recognize some of these people, but you may not recognize others. And what you may not realize is that curious-looking young person 2 rows down could be the person at your bedside at your time of need, right? Or dare I say it, could potentially become a physician and discover a cure for some level of human suffering. So this group holds promise. And that's part of what's exciting about working here and being a part of the School of Medicine. So let's hear about the things that are happening here. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the Dean of the Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV and the Vice President of Health Affairs, Dr. Allison Netsky.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Can everyone hear me okay? Great, great. Well, good afternoon, and thank you again for being here. If you look around the audience today, you will see the enormous support for the School of Medicine from all of the groups that Paul mentioned, and I'm very grateful to everyone for your continuous support. I also thank you for being part of our journey to be a transformational force to improve healthcare in Nevada. A lot of folks here I know, but for some I don't. I'm Allison Netsky, very grateful to be in this position as the current dean for the School of Medicine. In my day job, I am also a psychiatrist. I am also a native Nevadan and have greatly benefited from our Nevada system of higher education programs in Nevada during my own life. From this background and from my love of Nevada, that is what helps me draw my commitment for continuing this mission that we're on today. My career as a physician and an educator in Nevada has been focused on successfully creating education programs and expanding clinical care programs for folks who live here, including myself, you, our neighbors, and our families. And that is why I'm incredibly proud and honored to be able to share information about the state of the School of Medicine with you today. At the Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV, we believe leadership is an act of service. Our faculty, staff, residents, students, and everyone on our team show us every day that great things come not from authority, but from compassion, kindness, curiosity, and our shared sense of responsibility for making our community a healthier place to live. Today, I'm going to walk you through the progress that we've made over this past year, share some challenges that we face, and also opportunities that can only come from our journey together. So the School of Medicine was created for a simple reason. Nevada needs more physicians, and Nevada students need more opportunities to be educated in their own community. Back in 2014, when the school was formally established, our state ranked at the bottom, 48th in the nation, when we looked at the number of per capita primary care physicians that existed at that time. The population of Nevada at that time was about 2.8 million, and since then, our population has grown by 500,000 people. Right? Nevada is a very popular place for people to move. The shortage is not just a statistic. It represents families that are waiting too long for care, communities that are going without specialty services, and a healthcare system that many of us in this auditorium today know is just stretched too thin. So our school was built to change that. Our mission is very straightforward: to serve our patients, our students, and our other healthcare professionals and our community as a transformational force for making healthcare better in Nevada. Sometimes people don't appreciate how big our School of Medicine team is. Since 2014, we have continued to grow and grow and grow. And this year, our team, including our students, our physicians, people in our research areas, folks at UNLV Health, is approximately 1,400. Those are the folks that we are responsible for every day, day in and day out, and that are here serving our mission in the community. Our goal is to grow doctors and treat the community, and we do this by focusing on our 4 pillars: high-quality education, meaningful research, excellent patient care, and a deep commitment to community partnerships. These 4 pillars guide us in what we do every day. They remind us that education is not just about knowledge, but it's about service, and any transformation worth pursuing must begin with serving the people in our community. This past year has been the most impactful in our school's young history, and these milestones that I will share with you reflect our commitment to our learners, our faculties, and our partners. The interest in the School of Medicine continues to grow year over year. If you can believe it, we are currently interviewing for our 10th class of the School of Medicine, which sounds very weird. It will be the class of 2030, the graduating class of 2030. It just seems like yesterday, Barbara and I and John Fields and many people in this room were, looking at July 1st of 2017 and, what that day was going to look like for us. And now we're interviewing for our 10th class. And the interest in the School of Medicine is outstanding. This number is up 37% from the year before, our number of applications. The interest in our school is not by accident. Our work starts in middle school with programs that introduce students to the idea of being a physician, emphasizing that it's pretty cool to like math and like science, and we set them on the pathway for success in meeting the criteria for being a good applicant for our School of Medicine. The program progresses with a high school partner visitation program and continues into 3 phases for college preparation and mentorship programs. We are seeing the results of these programs now with having applicants that we can track back to the very beginning of our pipeline programs. The student engagement in our pipeline programs has increased approximately 40% over the past 3 years. This rising interest tells us that future physicians see UNLV as a place of opportunity, a place of purpose, and a place of belonging. We have continued to develop programs to enhance interest for our undergraduate students in Nevada. This past summer, we launched our first summer anatomy seminar. This was a 4-week UNLV pre-medical program designed to strengthen early exposure to anatomy, clinical skills, and the medical school admissions pathway. We welcomed 30 highly motivated students who engaged in hands-on anatomy each morning, in addition to workshops, mentorship, and advising in the afternoons. Importantly, this program supports many first-generation and local Nevada students, helping build a more diverse and locally rooted future healthcare workforce. The inaugural group formed a strong and lasting community, and their enthusiasm affirmed that we need early, mission-aligned pipeline programs just like this to be able to capture our local students. Of course, the true measure of our mission is reflected in the students who choose to begin their journey with us. No one can tell the story better than they can. So let's hear directly from the remarkable members of our class of 2029 about why they chose to call our School of Medicine home.
I chose the Kerkorian School of Medicine because I believe in its mission and goals and values. And succinctly, that is that people matter most. When you treat a patient, you're not just treating a patient, you're treating a person. And you're also treating that person's family, because a lot of the time, the things that you say affect that family for years to come.
I'm originally from Las Vegas, and I just feel like Las Vegas has a lot to offer in the medical field. It's a really great school. It's been super welcoming, and I'm just loving my first day here so far.
I think they're very student-centered. They care about opinions and want to see you grow. With the school being newer, you kind of get opportunities to create what you want and pave the path that you want to see for yourself in medicine.
One thing that stood out to me is our commitment to community service. Vegas has a huge, diverse population, and I think it's great when you have a medical school that knows the population it's serving and allows its medical students to go out and provide care to that population. And not just any population, but one that caters to all different facets, all different diverse backgrounds of that population.
Sometimes I hear doubt about doing your education in Nevada or Las Vegas, and there are questions about the maturity of our school. A great way to diffuse that is to use data about the performance of our students that we can benchmark based on the things that all medical school students have to do nationally. And one is taking what we call the USMLE, or the United States Medical Licensing Exam. Not only are our students working hard, they are excelling. So this past year, we have a 95% USMLE Step 1 first-time pass rate compared to 93% nationally. And our students who were going into their last year of medical school, who took their Step 2 USMLE exam, had a 100% first-time pass rate, which is really fantastic. The excellent education that we deliver to our students is further reflected in the clerkship outcomes. So there's required clerkships that every medical student nationwide has to do, and there's an exam that benchmarks them against all other students across the nation, called the MBME, or what the medical students will call the shelf exam. These results reflect the tireless efforts of our faculty and the resilience of our students, many of whom are first in their families to pursue a career in medicine. So as you can see, our students are delivering and excelling compared to all students across the nation. We also made history this year as our class of 2025 had a 100% residency placement rate, 41% matched into residency programs in Nevada, keeping care in the communities that raised them, and 43% matched in primary care. This Grow Our Own pipeline is how we are going to meet Nevada's physician workforce needs, maybe not quickly, but steadily and sustainably. So now let's hear from some of our residents on why they chose to stay in Nevada.
So I'm really excited. I'm actually going to be staying here. I'm super excited about that, to contribute back to where I've not only grown as a doctor, but grown up as a kid with physician parents in this city. So I'm really excited to give back to this community.
I was raised here in Las Vegas, born out of state, but raised here, so this is home. Excited to stay here, be surrounded by my friends and family, and continue practicing in the community that I grew up in.
Like, I love it here. I can't wait to see as many patients and do as much good as I can here.
Growing up here, I do have some family that is in the medical field, so I was able to really see the need for well-trained physicians in Nevada. When I decided on medicine, I thought this was the best place to come back and learn everything from, because there's such an array of need with our large population. So I'm just really excited to be able to stay in Nevada for my future training still and continue to give back to that population. That's really my big goal with everything that I do.
And there's such a need. There's such a need. And I'm really glad to be at least contributing to that shortage, especially in neurology. It's something that we desperately need here. So I'm really hopeful that I can make that difference.
My hopes and aspires is to serve Las Vegas as long as I can, and to really give back to the community that has given so much to me. I'm excited to learn to develop these long-standing relationships with patients and their families, get to know them, all aspects about them, and to be a pillar of support for a lot of them.
It's been a lot of, growing pains learning the new curriculum in medical school compared to undergraduate, but, the support from the faculty and my classmates, has made it really smooth, and it's been an enjoyable time. Medical school is hard, but it was easy here.
The journey was hard. It was very, there were struggles along the way, but this school is so supportive, and everyone at this school, especially my class, is such a big family, so I felt supported throughout the whole process.
And the support I've had in this community has been so unwavering and so fundamental in getting me to where I am today. So I couldn't be more appreciative for that. And my parents and my partner, without them and this whole faculty and this school supporting me, has really got me to where I am today. So I couldn't be more thrilled to be here.
And it was hard, but we all know we have the best class. So all the support from our friends, all the faculty. When I got this new building, we just had a taste of all the good stuff that the school did. So it's been a fantastic journey.
So I just want to say thank you to the Kerkorian School of Medicine for everything they've done for me, all the resources, the help, the faculty. They've been so wonderful, so supportive, and all of this wouldn't have been possible without them.
So the School of Medicine is also the home to the UNLV Couple and Family Therapy Graduate Program. This program is housed in the Department of Psychiatry and is led by Dr. Sarah Jordan. This 2.5-year program is part of our mission to fill the workforce gap in mental health care in Nevada. This year, the program will graduate 24 students who will collectively have provided 12,000 hours of psychotherapy services through their internship and practicum to members of our community. This work happens at the UNLV Center for Individual, Couple, and Family Counseling, which is located on the UNLV campus, and with numerous community partners. Our students have also completed more than 8,000 hours of community service this year. They have served in shelters, clinics, schools, and nonprofits across the valley. This is the heart of the servant leader mindset, showing up for people long before they enter our doorstep where they're needing medical care. Our students are also eager to connect with the community early in their medical education. Understanding the challenges that are faced by patients in their daily lives, separate from just needing to get in to see the doctor, is an invaluable part of education. Our UNLV WellConnect program is a student community navigator program that allows our students to work in teams with an assigned patient and make connections to the much needed community service programs. We're very grateful to our 350 plus community agencies that work with us in helping connect patients for much needed services related to food insecurity, transportation, home care, and others. Residency and fellowship programs are key for us to fulfill the mission to transform Nevada's landscape in Nevada, the healthcare landscape in Nevada. It takes partnerships and investments to create and sustain these programs. UNLV is leading the way in Nevada in this venture, and Nevada still has a lot of work to do in the years ahead to expand to the full scope of specialties and subspecialties while maintaining what we have accomplished with our 11 residency programs and 13 fellowship programs. This will increase the percent of medical students that are staying in Nevada and the percent of residents that will end up practicing here. So we need to fill those gaps for the programs in which students are leaving our state. So residency training doesn't just happen in the hospital and the clinical setting. Simulation training and surgical skills labs are essential. The Simulation Center and the Anatomy Lab that are right here in this medical education building fulfills the essential part of this training for our general surgery, plastic surgery, gynecologic surgery and obstetrics, trauma orthopedic surgery, and otolaryngology residents and fellows. Our excellent simulation and anatomy program have really helped put UNLV on the map. This year, our graduate medical education has continued to grow. We have earned accreditation for Nevada's first rheumatology fellowship program. We have successfully recruited our inaugural forensic pathology fellowship program, which is in partnership with the Clark County Coroner's Office. And we are planning for our ophthalmology residency program, which has a target date of opening in the summer of 2027, so just around the corner, and we will be the first in Nevada for that as well. These are monumental steps towards expanding specialized care in our region. This year, we also successfully integrated the Department of Brain Health into the school at the beginning of 2025. This department includes nationally recognized leaders in Alzheimer's and neurodegenerative research. And their work at the Pam Quirk Biomarker Lab at UNLV contributed to the FDA-approved neurological screening biomarker test for the early identification and diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease. Across the school, we have also had 32 grant awards in this past year, totaling a little more than $14 million, over 335 scholarly works, and 9 active clinical trials, and more in the pipeline. Clinical trials will play a role in bringing new drugs for things like autoimmune and rheumatologic diseases, and also finding more nuanced ways to perform robotic surgery and decrease pain and recovery time for our patients so that we can get them back and active more quickly. We are building a research community rooted in purpose to create knowledge that will help heal our community. Teaching research here is not just an individual pursuit, but it is our shared mission. The Medical Student Research Symposium is where that collective effort shines. This year, our students presented 85 poster presentations and 5 podium presentations. And so now we'll turn it over to a showcase to see some things about our symposium.
Today is a Medical Student Research Day, and for me this represents a really inspirational day because to be able to see these students and have their work come to fruition is, to me, something really special.
So the Research Symposium is like an absolutely great opportunity for all of us to get together and share ideas. It's basically a way for us to figure out a way to find new research that allows us to not only become exceptional physicians, but also become lifelong learners.
My favorite thing is always looking at all my peers and all the different research they do. Everyone has so many different interests. They network with different doctors, different institutions. They have different interests when it comes to public health, case studies, bench work research, and everyone has something different that they've done. You can kind of tell what they want to do in medicine from the research that they're involved in.
Students work so hard. This is the combination of hard work, a lot of time, a lot of thinking, and also them stepping in and asking the hard questions.
It's pretty amazing at what has been researched and written about and the ways that they're looking at improving the lives of their future patients. These are things that will absolutely be medical advancements in the future.
The great thing about this project for me was that I actually worked with this patient while I was on my internal medicine rotation. I mean, it meant so much to me to be on the front lines and see what kind of impact not only the physician can make, but the team, other members, residents, and even myself as a medical student. So it was great.
You know, we understand our obligation to establish a culture of scholarship and pursuit of research excellence, as well as the fact that, you know, opportunities like this, events like this, is just a chance to come together and celebrate and be together and recognize, you know, the good work that we're trying to do for the community in advancing an important pillar of healthcare.
Medical Student Research Day is a fantastic event, and I would invite everyone, if they have a chance, to attend next year. Support from our community and donors are also critical to the success of any school of medicine in the nation. Thank you to our generous donors. We raised $2.24 million this year, exceeding the totals of both previous years combined. Philanthropy remains essential to scholarships, expanding facilities, sustaining our residency programs, and in 2025, we will be launching a campaign for scholarships to help our students fill the gap that has been created by the elimination on the federal level of the Grad Plus student loan program, for which many, many of our students rely on. The clinical heartbeat of our school is UNLV Health, the faculty practice plan. This is where we meet families at their most vulnerable and where our students take their skills and really learn compassion in the clinical setting. This year, UNLV Health served over 166,000 patients in our clinics across Las Vegas. We welcomed more than 25,000 new patients to our practice, delivered a little more than 2,000 new babies into the world, completed a little more than 43,000 surgeries and inpatient visits, hired 28 new physicians, and operated over 10 locations in Las Vegas. Those numbers tell a story of very successful growth and trust. People in our community are choosing UNLV Health because we know that we are here for them, and UNLV is becoming a more trusted and familiar brand for healthcare in Las Vegas. In addition to striving to fill the gaps in healthcare, UNLV Health cares for the most needy in our community, which also means that we are a very important partner to our health insurance and Nevada Medicaid partners, which fund the healthcare in our state. We are a major resource for patients insured by Medicaid, with close to 50% of our patients falling into this category. 2026 is going to be an interesting and challenging time with the landscape of health insurance nationwide, including in our state of Nevada with health insurance premiums, a decrease in reimbursement rates, and an increase in the cost of doing care. Hopefully there won't be a quiz on this slide later. UNLV Health is a highly specialized group that exists to support the mission of the School of Medicine, which means it is our clinical classroom. Expansion comes with growing pains, which includes recruiting and retaining a skilled team to support the work that happens in our clinics, from medical assistants, physician assistants, patient support representatives, nurse navigators, and everyone in between that work alongside our physicians and adjusting to the waves of change from the new federal healthcare policy rules. About 2 years ago, we reimagined our recruitment strategy with added people, added strategy, and technology. Recruitment of faculty and physicians is highly competitive nationwide. Only about 20% of licensed physicians in the United States have some association with an academic mission, and only 3% are employed by a university versus a hospital or larger university health system that sits alongside the university. We have a lot of competition with some of the national candidate pools for some of the specialties we're recruiting for being less than 1,000 for specialties such as developmental pediatrics. With our new active recruitment strategy, we are seeing more interest, and we have hired a record number of new faculty this year, including at our exclusive job fair for residents and fellows that we have now done for 3 years in a row and did this past September. We believe that schools of medicine should also be a major partner for community well-being. I will share with you a few ways that our school is serving in Southern Nevada. We have some unique programs such as the Nevada Pediatric Access Line program, which is giving primary care clinicians across the state of Nevada the ability to consult directly the same day with child psychiatrists here in the Department of Psychiatry at UNLV, expanding the reach of behavioral health support across our state. So we have about 170 primary care pediatricians, family medicine docs across our state and mostly rural Nevada that have this direct access, and they're seeing getting consults for approximately 70 children every month. And this is so valuable for being able to help treat patients with their primary care docs where they are in communities where there are no mental health providers. In addition, we have the Maternal Child Wellness Program, which provides HIV-affected families with both primary care and specialty care in partnership with the Ryan White Grant Program. Nevada has an interesting past, including one that exists at the Nevada test site. UNLV Department of Family Medicine has the Radiation Exposure Screening and Education Program that serves those in our state that have been impacted by radiation exposure at no cost, including individuals who have spent their career working at the Nevada test site. UNLV Health also partners with the Clark County School District to provide 2 clinics, one at the William H. Bailey Middle School and the second at the CCSD Family Support Center on Maryland Parkway, to provide accessible quality health care at no cost to students. Not having health care is a huge barrier for good school attendance and high school graduation. Many families face financial, language, and transportation barriers. In the 2024-2025 school year, UNLV Health physicians provided 2,500 visits for immunizations, physicals, sick visits, injury assessments, and mental health visits. The uninsured rate for the individuals that come to our clinic for these students is 74%. And so we're filling a major gap for helping Clark County School District achieve their goals. Free care is also delivered weekly in partnership with Volunteers in Medicine at the UNLV Community Clinic. This is a partnership between the UNLV faculty and our medical students for getting hands-on experience for understanding how to run a clinic, how to do patient referrals in a very supportive environment. In addition, we have a chapter of a nationwide program called Walk with a Doc. So this is a program that is sponsored by UNLV Health, where once a month on the second Saturday of the month at Angel Park, one of our faculty physicians is out there giving a talk 5 or 10 minutes about health promotion, injury prevention, important screening for things like cancer, in partnership with some of our community partners to spend some time and be more accessible to patients and the community. It's an opportunity to walk a mile in a park where there's lots of shade, especially important in the summertime. And it's an opportunity for patients to get some casual one-on-one time to get to know their doctors better. So we're very happy about that. And we recently just passed our 1-year anniversary for that program. The School of Medicine team is also a very important resource for our government leaders that are responsible for being good stewards of public funding and making very important decisions about the future of Nevada. We are honored to be a partner for our governor and our legislature in this past session for making important programs for expansion of graduate medical education, healthcare policy, and increased funding for certain healthcare programs in Nevada. I am very honored to highlight our military medicine program. We have the largest, most successful military-civilian partnership program, which is a program between the UNLV School of Medicine, UMC Hospital, and Nellis Air Force Base. Military physicians in this program teach alongside our faculty, care for patients, and train residents and medical students in trauma, surgery, obstetrics, and critical care. The UNLV residency and fellowship programs that we house here have 41 dedicated spots for active duty medical students that we match into our community every year. This partnership strengthens our country's readiness and preparedness for times of war and crisis that our military have to respond to. We're very happy to be serving our community in this way to help our military stay deployment ready. In addition to our military-civilian partnership, the School of Medicine held its first military commissioning ceremony in the spring of 2025 that honored graduating students, Captain Nicholas Burpee and Captain Erwin Munoz, that were graduates from our School of Medicine as they left to start their military medical career. The financial stability is key to fulfilling the mission for any School of Medicine. We have continued to enjoy responsible and sustained growth. From 2020 to 2025, our revenues increased from $141.9 million to $166.3 million. This growth has come from increases in state support, tuition aligned with our increased enrollment from 60 to 66 students per year, expansion of our clinical enterprise, ongoing philanthropic support, and success in grant and research funding. These funds are not simply numbers. They are more faculty physicians, more scholarships, more innovation and discovery, simulation labs, and most importantly, more pathways for students who dream of becoming healers in our community. As we look ahead to the future, our priorities remain grounded in service and our mission. We will continue to uphold our highest standards for accreditation for the LCME, the ACGME, so medical school and residency programs, and then newly over this past 2 years for ACCME, which is our new enterprise for being able to deliver continuing medical education to our docs at the School of Medicine and also our community. We will continue to work with our hospital partners to expand graduate medical education because the data is clear. Physicians who train in Nevada are far more likely to stay in Nevada. We will work to expand our clinics to provide more access and subsequently more training opportunities for increase in medical students and residents. We need more faculty in order to grow these programs. We will continue to bring the best people for our faculty and staff who are going to impact this next generation. And we will work and partner with the state of Nevada to close the gaps in healthcare through the new Rural Health Innovation Program that will be an incredible opportunity in 2026. I want to now take a moment to recognize something truly significant for our School of Medicine. As many of you know, we recently completed our full LCME, which is the Licensing Committee for Medical Education, which accredits all medical schools in the country. Our first comprehensive in-person, because we're no longer in the pandemic, survey since we achieved our full accreditation in 2021. For a school as young and as fast growing as ours, this visit represents a very important milestone. Over the past several years, we have moved from preliminary, provisional, and even a virtual accreditation visit during the pandemic to this full, rigorous review of our progress and our programs and our readiness for the next phase of our journey. I am very proud to share that the visiting accreditation team was incredibly complimentary throughout their time here. They consistently pointed to the strength of our academic and clinical programs, the professionalism of our faculty and staff, and the passion and resilience that was exhibited by our medical students. While we are still waiting for our official written report, the feedback given during this visit was very complimentary and spoke volumes about the direction of our school and the strength of our team. It is now my pleasure to introduce our second-year class president, Dooley Geegan. Dooley has become a thoughtful leader, a strong voice for his fellow students, and has played an integral role during our LCME accreditation. Dooley was instrumental in welcoming the accreditation team, guiding them through our building, offering not only a tour, but a genuine student perspective on the culture, the energy, and the educational experience that the students have here. Dooley's warmth and professionalism and authentic engagement left a very strong impression and contributed in a meaningful way to the success of the visit. So please join me in welcoming Dooley Geegan.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Dean Netsky. Hi, guys. I'm Dooley. I am a second-year medical student at the Kerkorian School of Medicine. I'm also the class president for the class of 2028. And that title might suggest that maybe I have some deep insight or unique skill set. It doesn't. Actually, every day I'm humbled by the talents and all of the different skills that all of my classmates bring, whether it's language or art or athletics or other things, all of their other interests. They find a way to incorporate it, and so it humbles me. I'm also humbled by my family, the reason why I'm here, and I'm a native-born Nevadan. My mom, who came from Batangas, Philippines, their family, many of them chose medicine, and it was something that they recognized very early on, how knowledge is that superpower. And they passed that on to me in this desire to acquire knowledge. On my other side, my uncle, who was nicknamed Superman in Vietnam, my grandfather, my dad, they all served. And so I wanted to follow suit, but I found it difficult to leave Nevada. And so I spent the last 7 years in Nevada National Guard as a medic. And it's interesting, though, I really didn't want to go to medical school for a long time, for most of my life. Science for all of high school, it made me want to be a zookeeper, and then a zoologist, and then a veterinarian. After high school, I considered being a physician assistant or an actor. It wasn't until COVID, when I was working as a medic with the National Guard, where I saw doctors who, as well as every other medical provider, that changed drastically the outcomes of their patients. And it left a really important mark in me that changed everything for me. And so now I'm happy to be here as an HPSB student, so hopefully I'll be one of those military doctors in the Air Force's Blue Owl yonder in just a few years. But what was interesting is just that UNLV, this time in medicine, it's felt at the same time, I've only been here for a year and a half, it's felt like 10 years. But also in the same time, it's also felt like a blink of an eye. The training has been really difficult, and at first, that learning curve made me really, at the beginning, kind of sad about how I didn't feel very free at first to be who I used to be and to do the things that I used to enjoy. But a priest of mine really reminded me and gave me some good advice and reminded me that in many ways, medicine is making me freer than I was before. Paradoxically, the more hours I put in, the harder I've worked, and the more I sacrifice, the freer I'm becoming. Slowly but surely, I'm becoming fluent in the language of medicine. And eventually, if I keep doing everything correctly, I will become a doctor. So I am becoming freer. I am freer than I was before. Kind of free in the same way that any of you who've played sports before know how rules kind of make you freer. If, like basketball rules, they're not obstacles to playing basketball, they're the precondition to playing basketball. If someone handed me a basketball and I had never heard of the sport before, and then they tell me just to go play, and I had never heard or seen the game before, I might play something, but it wouldn't be basketball. The rules are not the obstacle, they're the precondition. The same is true for this speech today. If I didn't try to write it down with proper syntax and grammar and try to slow it down because I talk really fast, if I didn't try to practice and put in that effort, I wouldn't be able to effectively communicate to you guys today just how appreciative I am of UNLV. So the same is true for medicine, and I'm trying to embody that now, and this is what the LCME has shown me, and as well as our staff here. It's that the rules, the practice questions, the study guides that they show us, the patient encounters, the feedback that we get, I never feel like I have to wonder what next I have to do. UNLV has done this amazing thing of taking this insurmountable goal and made me feel like I can chip away at it every day in a way that I can track and I can feel confident about. This year I was able to participate in the LCME, and I'm thankful, sorry about that, coming up and down. I'm thankful that I was able to participate and just kind of share my thoughts. I had to share with them how UNLV is that precondition. They're the best precondition I've had. They've made me freer. I was able to share with them all of the ways that I've become better and all these different new skill sets that I'm excited to share someday and continue to work on. But so I'm really excited to be able to play my part when it came to the LCME. It was an opportunity that we were able to just share. All we had to do was just be honest with them, and that was really, honestly, just the best part. And so, move on to the next part here. The LCME is symbolic and historic for us. We want to mark it in a way that reflects all of our shared pride. And so today we're going to be ringing that bell that some of you guys have been ringing when you guys hear the things you guys like, and we all ring it. It's something traditionally done in academics and medical settings when we find that we're celebrating or commemorating something, a major accomplishment. And so this bell represents the spirit of our school. Every ring accommodates the obstacles that we've overcome, the challenges that we've faced, and also all of the bright future that we're trying to build here at UNLV, and all the things that Dean Eskia has highlighted as what we've already done, how it's been historic, and what we're trying to do in the future. So thank you all for being a part of this extraordinary milestone. Our school is stronger because of each of you guys, and this celebration is for all of us. So please, and if you don't have a bell, maybe you could share with somebody next to you. Let's ring the bell together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julie, and thank you for sharing your personal journey, with us today. Before I close, I just want to acknowledge the work that you have done, that every person has had in helping us achieve success, and look around, think about all of the accomplishments that were mentioned, and it couldn't have it couldn't have been done without the success of our community and everyone here. People like you are the reason that our pulse is vibrant and we are strong and we are optimistic about the future. We still have a long way to go to meet the needs of Nevadans. Our community continues to face some real barriers, but I believe that working together with purpose and compassion, we are going to continue to chip away and build this healthcare community that is worthy of all Nevadans. I'm grateful for your partnership. We remain committed every day to building a healthier Nevada, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean Netsky. And thank you, Dooley, class of 28, a little over 2.5 years, going to be a physician. We'll be looking for you. At this time, we'd like to invite you to come on down and into the lobby, and we have some snacks and hors d'oeuvres and things. Also, if you make your way into the classrooms on this floor, we have some tables set up showcasing our different departments where you can learn about what we do here. So thanks again for coming, everybody. Thanks so much. Nice work. Nice work.